everyone. Today our topic is Pakistan is a country that is on the brink of self-destruction. In our society, there is no way around to the fact that we are at war with each other. As 2022 moves into its second week, there are not any signs that this conflict is going to end. Yes, the hatred is getting worse. Yes, the polarization is getting bigger, and as the venom is spreading, there has been a decline in politics, a decline in dialogue, and a weakening of values as a result of these changes. That's what this culture looks like after a lot of people hurt themselves. The self injury was done on purpose, or at the very least, it was an accident that came out of good intention. Those who are angry about audio and video leaks should not be. They should not be angry. This was a sure thing. As you go up and down the escalator ladder, there are laws broken on every step. Tendency do social norms, on their other hand, also play a big role. From there, it's a natural step toward medievalism while still clinging to modernity things. It has been more broken up in Pakistan in the last 50 years than it has been in the last 50 years. The split is not judged on how bad it is because polarization has been around for a long time. It's judged on how much damage it has done to society fabric. The poison has made its way into the body and will stay there no matter who gives it to it. As time goes on, leaders and followers can't work together or communicate with each other. This means that cancer has spread through the body tissues and muscles. Also, it has made superficial and unnecessary divisions and slowed down social, political, and even cultural progress. People who live in a country where people talk about race and class and don't talk about grace should know that the system that governs us all is breaking down. The norms that bind us all are leaking out at every crevice. This is not what the constitutional state should be like. In addition, it is not sustainable. In the end, the scaffolding that holds everything together, such as obedience and respect for the law and the institutions that enforce it, will start to sag. Tribal instincts will win over law and politics, forcing people to accept this terrifying truth. This had already happened in a few different ways, though. Even inside us, there is not. Check out the following. Can you now look at your country's situation and circumstances objectively without getting caught up in emotions? Are you become less able to tell right from wrong without using dangerously convenient excuses? The responses may surprise you and surprise you too. Then how then can a civilization that has been hurt and beat up by its own hands heal itself? The solution doesn't make sense in a democracy that is stuck in a zero-sum game. It is a game in which the goal is to destroy your opponent, not just to win. That is not possible at all. The last few years have shown that is true. The grays and slowly being reintegrated into the black and white world of life. Pakistanis are slowly realizing that there are no heroes or villains, but only a long line of people who are trying to improve their lives. the system follows are quickly catching up with the incompetence of those who want to run it. The gap between what people want and what leaders can do sitting getting bigger and bigger every day. The enchantment was worn off. Over a long period of time, it is hard to hide the smallness of goal and rhetoric. During the last few years, we have learned that good government and statecraft don't come easy. When people use power in a silly way, that they can do more harm than when they use them badly. To start healing, politics and governance need to return to a framework of process, procedure, and sound policy planning. They also need to be done not as a zero-sum game, but as a complex enterprise in which checks and balances are a necessary part, not a nuisance. We are weak now because we have weakened the foundations of statecraft. If you live in a low trust society, you can't give up trust in exchange for political power. This is what we have agreed to in exchange for. So the accountability process in a mess. The criminal justice system getting weaker because it can't find, prosecute, and convict people in a way that people can trust. Conducting an experiment and blowing up the lab does not make you feel more convenient. People might want to return to politics after being stripped away by lofty ideas and charismatic saviors. Government and statecraft can be every time consuming and boring. We should do without that. It has to be done. Getting back to normal will not be easy. Contrary to what most people think, there is no quick way to fix a broken community or clean up poisoned talk. We need to break one by one. They may have to put down their swords, put their shields back, and go to bed for the night. This is what they could do. Instead, 2 nights. The damage needs to be looked at, the injured need to be treated, and the dead need to be burned. The time to build up our defenses, sharpen our knives, and repaint our ramparts, to redraw battle plans and to come up with a new strategy for victory. Eventually, there will be a swashbuckling heroes and heroines. There will be a grandiose politics and a lofty rhetoric. And there will be saviors who will take us to the land of our dreams. But not now, because we don't need them right now. This is a time to get better. Take care of yourself. Thanks for watching.